thought it would do, as you know me, I do 2 videos usually, or at least, and this one is going to be on, well, I had a birthday recently, I'm 29 now, it's good, June 14th, but we've been partying for so long now, it seems like my birthday's been a week. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We just drank, went out for supper, they stuffed me full of food, and I'm a pig, so I was completely full, and I was friggin' ready to pop all fucking night. And then Ben just kept giving me beer all the time, and I was like, oh my god. But it was good, it's good to go and just get all lacquered up once in a while. It was fun. We went to the beach and had a little bit of booze on the beach. It was good. So, I'm going to talk about Command & Conquer 3. We had the old Command & Conquer come out a while ago, a very long time ago. And a lot of people fell in love with it right away because it was so different than everything else. It was very unique, had a lot of neat strategy elements no one had ever seen in a real-time strategy before. It was fucking really good. I liked it because, depending on which faction, you can play both sides and go through their stories and their campaigns. And GDI are the good guys, and Nod are the terrorists, but that's the way the media wants to show it. So when you're GDI, you're fighting the good fight. When you're Nod, you're trying to liberate everybody from your oppressors. It's kind of neat. I liked the game because it combined like full motion video with some really cool CGI movies with good storylines. It was really neat. So I thought it was cool because on the Nod side, when you're playing, you get this kind of underling guy who's always talking to you and always, okay, here's what we're going to do, and gives you your mission, you go and do it. And then eventually he starts kind of turning against Cain, who's the leader, came from the Bible. He turns against him and says, okay, what we're going to do now is this, and all of a sudden Cain fucking pops him in the head, just shoots him in the head, and throws him out of the chair and sits down and is like, I'm Cain, now here's how we're doing shit. And eventually the Nod campaign, you end up taking control of GDI's Ion satellite, and then you can choose which monument you want to blow up. Like there's like the White House, and there's Big Ben, and there's, I can't remember what the other ones are, but it was so cool. You could choose which one you wanted to blow up. So the game was very cool because like if you had a big group of guys, like little human soldiers, and versus a tank, you figure a tank would wipe the floor with humans. But the tank can't hit, in real life it can hit pretty accurately, but it's hard for it to actually kill them, kill them very quickly, because it only has one main gun, one big gun, and the gun is good against buildings and it's good against vehicles, but it's not very good against humans. So if you have enough little human soldiers, little machine guns, you can kill a tank, even though in real life a machine gun won't do fuck all to a tank. One thing to really kill a tank is another tank, or maybe a helicopter or something like that. They're fucking really heavily armored. Anyway, the game was really fucking fun. It revolutionized the way real-time strategies work. It was really fucking cool. And then the new one came out, and I was like, okay, I gotta play this one. And I was kind of surprised. They did a lot of neat things. They put in a lot of neat little. Every time a new Command & Conquer game comes out, they tend to put just a couple of new implements in every one. So now they've finally got a game that has a very robust strategy to it. And I like the game a lot, but I don't love it. It is fun, but it's not revolutionizing everything. Well, it's kind of hard to do what they did before, right? I mean, you can't really blame them. It's very hard to do, but they need to kind of stop playing by the book so much and just kind of try new things, which is what they did with Command & Conquer, right? I liked it because there's a third side to Command & Conquer now, the Scrim and the aliens. They're the ones, like all this Tiberium's all around the world, and it's poisonous, and that's what they use for money. And the Scrim basically planted this shit, now they're coming back to harvest it. So yeah, you got your 2 main campaigns. I finished the GDI one, it was cool. The Nod one is getting towards the end, and it's really fun. I like the campaigns. I'm a guy who likes to have little goals all the time, so it's like, here, go and do this, boom, go do this sub-goal, and I like flying all over the place and doing all the missions. So I was impressed with that they for the full motion video sequences, they actually managed to get some really big talent. Like they got Michael Ironside, who's your commander for the GDI missions. And he's the straight-laced kind of military man who wants you to do everything by the book and all that. And then his foil is a guy played by Billy Dee Williams, who's the guy who's always in the media spotlight. He's always trying to tell you to do something different because how it'll look in the media. So there's a one point in the game at the end of the last mission where you can decide to use a liquid Tiberium bomb, which is has catastrophic fucking repercussions, but he doesn't really tell you that. He just wants to end the war. So if you use the bomb, you get shit, you still win. If you don't use the bomb, then they say, hey, you did it the right way, and Buddy surrendered his position, that type of thing. So anyway, yeah, Billy Dee Williams, they got Michael Ironside. The sub-commander on GDI side is the chick from House. I don't know her name, but she's really good. She's very very pretty eyes. On the nod side, they got Sawyer from Lost. I don't watch the show myself, but I recognize him. And they got a chick from Battlestar Galactica, I think it is. And I don't recognize her. And they had Kane, of course, who's really cool. So what was cool is you go through the GDI campaign, and they're all like, you're doing good work and help us get out of this sticky situation. And on the Nod side, it's pretty much the same thing. But what would have been cool is if you're joining this Nod organization, they're more of a religious cult now than a radical terrorist group or whatever. They follow the Tiberian, they're like worship it or make out with it or something. They this Alan Parsons Project song is really good. So anyway, what would have been cool is when you join, they're like right away they're like worshiping you for your actions or whatever. What would have been cool is if you basically get a commander who's just one step above you, and he's shitting on you. He's saying, you're never going to meet Kane because Kane's a mysterious figure, and you're just some little, piece of crap general, and you'll never do anything. And then as you keep, going through, he's kind of giving you a little bit more credit each time, and then later on they save Kane for the end, because Kane was always the coolest thing in Command & Conquer, right? Everyone wanted more Kane. Finally got some more Kane. So, sorry. Yeah, it would have been cool if you finally, after X number of missions, they had this big build-up, and then you finally get to meet the guy. But you pretty much meet the guy right away, and he's always, It would have been cooler if you gave him more screen time towards the end, just because I felt it would have been a better build-up. And plus, Nod's the type of organization where there's often betrayals and stuff like that, so they wouldn't really welcome you in with open arms. You'd have to earn your stripes in that little organization. So I like the game. Basically everything's rock, paper, scissors in the Command & Conquer universe. A lot of real-time strategies are like that, where you got one unit that's good against infantry and good against buildings but sucks against vehicles, or good against aircraft and good against buildings but not good against anything else. They can be used for other things, but they're just their primary function. One of the two things they're good at fighting is what you're going to use them for, right? And it's interesting that they finally put a third faction in, because Warcraft 3 has 4 factions when it first came out. There's a lot of other games that have a ton of factions, and I hate it when they make a game where there's 2 sides and both sides are pretty much the same, just, slightly different names for some of the vehicles. I'm like, that's lame. I like it when everything is different, and that's what Command & Conquer does, because all the GDI stuff is very expensive, but it's very, very tough. Their tanks are the best tanks you can get in the game. Nod stuff is really cheap, but then again, they also have crazy things like suicide bombers, and they have these bikes that are basically, it's a motorcycle with a rocket launcher, and that's it. So it can get in quick, fire rockets at whatever, and get the fuck out. That's all it is. And it blows up like nothing. But you can build a pile of those, and if you have a surge of those going in against, say, a tank, you can take it out because you're just throwing everything you got at it. And then there's the Scrim, who I think are kind of in between. They have a lot of very specialized units. I think they're really a lot of fun. I haven't really played them as much, but I think they're really neat. Everyone's got really cool super weapons in the game too, like you got your ion cannon, you got your nuclear bomb, and now you've got a rift in space-time. What I think it does is, the Scrim's ultimate weapon, it opens up a rift and basically is a link directly to space, so it sucks everything out. It'll slowly eat through bases, and it'll fucking gobble up units and everything, and it'll just blow up a lot of shit. Extremely fun game. I like the cinematics, I like the GI campaign, it was fun. The Nod campaign, like I said, could have been a little bit different, but it was really good. The voice acting in the game is always top-notch, as always, and I wish they would have went a little further with developing some new shit, because like I said, there hasn't been a lot of really big revolutions in the real-time strategy genre. It's pretty much just every time a new version of the game comes out, they add a couple of new things or change things around a little bit, but they never really, go crazy and invent something really, truly. So it's basically like a 4 out of 5, basically, is what my rating for the game is. I enjoyed it. I would recommend other people play it. I can't play it online because I have a copy that I can't play online with. So anyway, it's a fun game, it's cool, and I'm going to probably do more game reviews soon.